Having trouble with navel orangeworm in the orchard? Sidetrack Now Miso Mating Disruption is your best bet to minimize loss and maximize profitability. Used with Tresse's new multi-gender lures for your monitoring program, you can achieve the quality yields you deserve. Contact your local sales rep today.
Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with Pacific Nut Producer Magazine, reporting to you here today with Sean Denfeld from Denfeld Packing. They're based in Hillsboro, Oregon, and their main commodity or crop that they process and pack is hazelnuts, but they also happen to be pretty much the only remaining walnut packer processor in Oregon. And so I wanted to talk to you about your perspective there and how it may relate or be different from California walnut,
Sure.
which produces 99% of walnuts in the United States, and then talk about what you're doing to increase marketing efforts on that end.
Sure. Yeah, so historically, walnuts were a pretty important crop for Oregon, along with Italian plums and others. Over the decades, that has kind of dwindled. Unfortunately, Oregon kind of is at a disadvantage in terms of size, color, kernel yield, as compared to some of the great varieties that California is producing, such as Chandler and Howard and others. On the global scene, as a raw commodity, we're kind of at a bit of a disadvantage, especially considering the processing efficiencies that California has as well. One of the, I won't say last ditch, but one of the efforts that has been employed by us is to try and capitalize on the idea that Oregon walnuts are more flavorful, we think, than California, but definitely local. And so what that means for us is shelling, sorting, roasting, dicing, chopped oils, all sorts of value-added stuff. It's a bit of a departure from just a raw commodity that's traded on the global scale. So that's what we've been trying to do with our sister company, Laurel Foods, which also happens to have a full suite of hazelnut products that utilize the same processes. So it's a bit of a multi-prong effort.
Yeah, so you said the hazelnuts is your guys' main deal.
Yep.
And you're also employing some of these efforts to add value to these products so that you can market them more locally.
Correct.
So what are some examples of these added value products that you're turning these into?
Yeah, so for both hazelnuts and walnuts, I think of in-shell and raw kernel as kind of commodity, traded around the world. When we start to dice it, roast it, chop it, press it for oil, flour, all sorts of other processes that may be a bit more specialized, that's what we consider quote-unquote value added.
Right. And do you have some specific examples of some of these products that consumers would open and snack on, for example?
Sure, yeah. So right now, some of our flagship retail products are a 4-ounce stand-up package. That's just kernel, and it could be roasted, could be sea salt, could be all sorts of different formats. There's a 1 1/4 ounce grab and go tube pack. We have an 8.5 ounce oil, which has actually done really, really well on both hazelnut and walnut. And then paste and butter. So it's not anything new and revolutionary that folks haven't seen in their local natural food store before, but it is a bit of a departure from what Oregon hazelnuts and Oregon walnuts have ever really done on a larger scale.
Great. Well, we appreciate any efforts that to get consumers to consume more tree nuts, hazelnuts, walnuts, and whether it's in California or Oregon, I think it all is helpful.
Yep.
It makes a difference. So thank you for taking the time and for all the efforts you guys do to promote the industry.
Sure.
I'm Matthew Malcolm, PacificNutProducer.com.